rather do that than milk out like a lot of other channels do. Oh, Blizzard said hello this morning. Let us release a 15-minute video about Blizzard saying hello to everyone. And people are, oh, let's watch that video. Oh, how interesting. Oh, Belular Gaming has released a video about Blizzard saying hello to everyone. What could that mean? In this video, I'd like to finally talk to you about my currently favorite melee DPS. No, it's not a Demon Hunter. And no, it's not an Enhancement Shaman. And no, it's not a Feral Druid. Oh, you've seen the thumbnails, yeah? Yeah. It's Windwalker. It's Windwalker Monk. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry for dad jokes. I'm a dad and I'm a middle-aged man in a good mood, so that's why you're getting all these dad jokes. Alright, finally I got to reanimate, restore the previously deleted Windwalker Monk. One of my Windwalker Monks. I think I have 2 or 3 now. I cannot remember, but I definitely have more than one. So this Windwalker Monk, I always remember it fondly, this character, and from the times of BFA, from the times of Horrific Visions, patch 8.3, and I can tell you straight away that I always found it to be easy to cheese out / not be a pro and yet still do really good on DPS on Windwalkers. I know that there are other classes that make it seem relatively easy. For example, obviously Retribution Paladins, they are notorious for that, right? There are some others. There is obviously Demon Hunter. I love Demon Hunters, especially as my regulars know. However, Windwalker is always one of those classes, one of those specs that I periodically remember as something that is enjoyable, really enjoyable, whenever the time comes to talk about Windwalkers in comparison or whatever. But then it's never at the top. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you watched my earlier videos about favorite melee class or the class that I prefer for the Maw or initial impressions for Torghast runs with different classes. But I basically do not recall last time I've given Windwalkers justice that they deserve. Well, hopefully, as ranty as all of my videos are, hopefully you understand they come from the heart and I'm a very casual player. I tell you just how I feel about this. I'm not a pro, but hopefully this is that video. This is that video that I owe Windwalkers. Windwalker Monk is fantastic, put very simply. If at the moment of recording of this video, my favorite ranged DPS class is not a Hunter, no, and not a Warlock, I'm sorry. It's actually Boomkin. It's still a Boomkin. I still enjoy Boomkins quite a lot. Watch my video if you haven't. And shortfalls of Boomkin, even with shortfalls of Boomkin in places like Torghast. Still enjoy Boomkins. But from melee perspective, from the perspective of self-sustainability, mobility, and huge, insane, crazy DPS by my humble standards, by my standards, please always apply that by Gyro's casual standard, by Gyro's casual standard. Windwalkers just kick everything out of ballpark. Kick everything out of ballpark. I suppose the closest one that comes to Windwalkers in terms of how easy it is to do very respectable DPS with well, I'm not gonna say face rolling, but close to it, there are Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are, well, bit cheat. They're a bit cheat, yeah. I still didn't think that they're the best one for the Maw because their mobility is not as high as Druids. I do. But when we talk about how easy it is to cheese out, I don't know what would be the better term, but I think cheesing is a good term because it highlights that we are not pros. We just found a way to mash 3-4 buttons really effectively and cheese out higher DPS. That's it. Well, the closest one is Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter can do it fairly easily too and be very respectable, and they, without having to spend fancy combos and fancy twitchy finger movements, training, whatever, over the years, they don't need to be rogues basically. They can just and be at the top of the DPS meter, with all respect to my dear Demon Hunters. Well, Windwalker is maybe a little more reliant on the talents and on the rightly positioned skills, and I'll talk about this in a moment, than Demon Hunters, But Windwalkers, in my own hands, do the most amount of damage with the least amount of skill type of stuff, if that makes any sense. Now, this is not a class guide, this is not a proper fix your DPS guide as some of my other cheeky videos that I published not long ago, right? Because I get a lot of positive and negative feedback for those, including some smart ass people, and yes, it's a technical term, smart ass people, who think that they need to tell me that I am not qualified to give this advice. Chill and pay attention. I'm not claiming to be a pro, I'm just selling it for what I bought it for, using an old international metaphor. So Windwalkers, I've shown you my talents on the screen. I am investing as always into something that allows me to play, if not passively, if it's not a passive effect, then at the very least it reduces or not increases the number of buttons to press. I don't want extra buttons to press. This is a red line through all of my videos. That's how I play, that's how I chill. That's what I like Demon Hunter for example, right? So with Windwalker, I am not picking things like Rushing Jade Wind. I'm not picking something like that. I'm investing into core abilities. I'm boosting core abilities. And this performance, this DPS advice, review, whatever you want to call it, is based around also the right Covenant pick. The right Covenant pick. I don't think there is enough to say, and I don't think there are many competitors to this pick right now in Shadowlands, patch 9.0, right? I don't think there are that many to make a separate video about Covenant pick. I don't want to, I don't know, milk this scarce content. I would much rather record an extra video about Minecraft Dungeons. I know you're not interested, and that's fine by me, but maybe someone is, and I am, okay? But I would rather do that than milk out like a lot of other channels do. Oh, Blizzard said hello this morning. Let us release a 15-minute video about Blizzard saying hello to everyone. And people are like, oh, let's watch that video. Oh, how interesting. Oh, Belular Gaming has released a video about Blizzard saying hello to everyone. What could that mean? I'm sick of seeing thousands of views on other videos. Am I jealous? I am just dumbfounded, okay? I'm dumbfounded about how people invest their time and simply get latched on to creators who simply milk this ecosystem for something that's not worthy of you at all. That's not worthy of you at all. And that's why I made my channel a year ago. And that's why we grew organically, slowly compared to others. That's why I have 100 views on something as opposed to thousands of views on something. But I know I'm drifting off, but you know what, I just wanted to say it anyway. If you're new here, you know what, this might be, oh, too much, where are the fluffy flowers and everything, why would we subscribe to this scary international man? Windwalkers, roll a Windwalker, enjoy yourself. That's my advice for you. If you want to copy my build, please take a look, please pause the video, take a look at my talents. There is nothing super exciting. The main thing for you to do is be a Night Fae. Yes, Blizzard in their infinite wisdom, they have made all covenants very different for different classes. Essentially, there is a wrong pick and there is a right pick, whoever you are. For Monk, for Windwalker specifically, in my opinion, the right pick is Night Fae because of the ability called Feline Stomp, or however you want to pronounce the word feline. It is a fantastic ability. You stand on that beautiful, beautiful carved out blue line, you do more damage, you heal yourself, and you can also have 6% of resetting the cooldown on that feline stomp so that you can cast it again and do a burst of damage and again heal a little bit and stuff like that. It's fun. It's great to use. I absolutely love it. It contributes to DPS, to the really sustainable, wonderful, wonderful DPS of a Windwalker tremendously well. So aside from that, I am very much relying on that, on the, you know, on the Stormfire and whatever else is called the talent, where I split into 3, I summon my clones, whatever you want to call them, they punch, 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 kick, 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 and that's how we punch and kick our ways to victory. Mobility wise, monks are not demon hunters, monks are not druids, but monks hold their own. I think that monks are above shaman, for example, in terms of mobility. If I had to list classes in terms of mobility, first question I could honestly ask, is mobility where? If you're talking about mobility in the outer world, everywhere type of stuff, you know, then I'd say it's a druid. If you talk about mobility in combat, specifically in combat and specifically indoors, outdoors, doesn't matter, it's the monk. If you're talking about vertical mobility, if you're talking about traversing Revendreth, then it's Demon Hunter, because there are just so many cliffs and so many towers that it's very hard to beat Demon Hunter because of its cheating glide / flying abilities. And if it comes to solid indoors, if it comes to Torghast, if it comes to those kind of places, then it's still not number 1, but it's a close number 2 for Shaman, for example with Ghost Wolf. So these are my opinions as far as mobility of Windwalkers are concerned. Windwalker is great. You see that I'm using the Flying Serpent Kick, hiya! Very, very often, not as an aggressive move, but just as a movement move. I'm just flying forward. I'm not even intending to go and land and do some AoE. Don't care. If it happens, good. But that is what's good about it. Other than that, spinning crane kick and punch, the core ability accompanied by naturally the feline stomp now, and very occasional use. You can even see I'm showing to you my recount damage meter throughout the whole video. I'm not even using the cheating, arguably, touch of death. That kind of I win in terms of DPS suddenly button. I'm not even using it that often. I do, but very occasionally, and also everybody else is also blowing their cooldowns. People are trying to compete with me. So I'm really, really impressed with DPS. As a wrap up of this, again, I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up by saying, if you are looking for a melee fun spec that you haven't tried in a while, or maybe you have never tried Windwalker, I can tell you that it's right now, at the moment of recording of this video, the most fun, the most enjoyable melee DPS spec that I play. If you do as well, please let me know in the comments down below. As always, your votes count. Please like the video, especially if you're one of my supporters. I see it as support and I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you. Let's have a fun BlizzCon. I do not know in terms of scheduling, maybe this will come after BlizzCon line coverage or just before. Just bear with me in case it was after, it doesn't matter. I hope at the moment of recording of this video, before BlizzCon line, that we enjoyed BlizzCon line. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be speaking with you very, very soon again about some other class, some other spec, or maybe and hopefully performance of Windwalker in Torghast. That's what I have in mind right now. Let's see how we go. See you later.